at an instance. So looking at the diagram, this shows the ArcGIS in its various parts. So these parts make up the whole system, of which we refer to sometimes as the geospatial, ArcGIS geospatial cloud, which is a mixture of software, platform, and services offering. So if you look at ArcGIS Pro appears on the diagram because it's one of the foundational systems for enabling ArcGIS across the organizations. So the journey to where ArcGIS Pro began, it is many years since the ArcInfo era in the 1980s. So it has evolved over the years from ArcView, which was released early to mid 90s, and then came release of ArcMap, which revolutionized the GIS technology, and quick became the standard de facto tool for the GIS community. So today, the modern desktop GIS is now embodied in ArcGIS Pro, which offers more advancement to help GIS professionals improve their work and also be successful. So taking advantage of all these capabilities that ArcGIS Pro has to offer, for instance, looking at unifying 2D and 3D visualization, powerful spatial analytics, integrated tools for working with, for instance, data sets like imagery, and also critical tools that can enable consuming all this information and data sets, and also publishing those information in WebGIS content through the ArcGIS Online and Enterprise. It gives you that journey on how now we have this refined tool that can assist and make our mining and also GIS workflows successful. So another point to note is now looking back, now that ArcMap is being retired in the next coming months, we now position ArcGIS Pro as now having all the capabilities and tools to now enable all your GIS workflows become even more successful. So essentially, that integrated system enables various workflows across the value chain, the mining value chain. So it could be the mining, for instance, from exploration activities to the various stages of operation, for instance, environmental health and safety. This could be some of those workflows that companies in the mining sector are looking to improve their workflows, and also looking at maybe the logistics of getting the mineral resources from the mine to the market. These now necessitate for tools that can enable and that can revolutionize the workflows and ensure that each of these workflows is efficient from the mine where the product is retrieved to the market where the product is now sold. How do we now bring up a successful integration of these workflows, and then geo-enabled tools that can support all these workflows? So here we talk about now ArcGIS Pro providing these capabilities. For instance, if it's looking at visualizing our data set, we have ArcGIS Pro as the desktop tool for enabling data visualization and mapping, whereby you can bring in all your data set. For instance, if it's a data set in whichever format that is housed within your premises, could be data set from the field. All this can be brought into ArcGIS Pro that can now support mapping and visualizing of this. For instance, if it's locational capabilities that you're looking to have, if it's map that you're looking to showcase, where, for instance, where do you want to locate mineral sites? where could this mining operation be taking place. So ArcGIS Pro is the tool that enables all this mapping and visualization, and then can go ahead to further provide analysis, whereby you can create, you can be able to create relationship, for instance, where mineral occur, and for instance, the conditions within that specific locality. So they're able to generate patterns, you're able to get trends, and then create an output that can now be visualized and then shared between maybe stakeholders or people who are interested in those informational outputs. So ArcGIS Pro has those capabilities, whether you want to visualize data in 2D environment, and also maybe we want to visualize any data set in a 3D visualization. For instance, if it's subsurface geological formation, if it's a how the earth is stratified, you want to visualize that so that you can be able to get some insights to it, and also understand how are the minerals, how is the rock stratified, to what depth are you going to conduct this operation. So all these are techniques that are able to enhance. Maybe if it's planning purposes, you want to plan how you're going to achieve a mine operation, you're able to visualize that data set in form of 2D and 3D dimension, so that you can now support that mining operation in that sense. So looking at ArcGIS, you're able to also share the content, whether it's the maps, whether it's the data sets that you've generated out of analysis, you're able to share that in form of applications that can be shared across the web, such that any connected user can be able to visualize that and see, for instance, if it's a community that needs to understand the value of maybe the resource within their locality, they're able to visualize that through a connected application that can be visualized whether in their mobile phone or whichever environment that they choose to visualize that. So ArcGIS Pro enables that workflow, whereby you're able to create outputs from the desktop environment and then share that across the web. So we are going to see how that works out. So essentially, you are saying that workflow from bringing in your data set in whatever format, from whichever location, where if it's stored in a server, if it's stored on the cloud, you're able to bring that data set to ArcGIS Pro, create analytical outputs, create maps that can visualize maybe location of this mine sites, improve that analytical output, create a visualization output that can be now shared, and then be able to visualize and then understand whatever mineral is being visualized. So with that, I'm going to take you straight to a demo so that we can visualize, we can see how these capabilities are enabled across ArcGIS Pro. So I'm going to stop my screen. So please confirm you can see my screen, Victor. Confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. So on your screen, this is the new ArcGIS Pro desktop GIS tool from Esri. So as you can see, we have we have a new interface, new change as looking back from the transition from ArcMap to now the ArcGIS Pro. It has a very simplified interface and a user interface that is well structured to enable you, if it's now creating new products, you're able to create, whether it's starting from the map, exploring maybe the data set that you could have, you're able to plug in using the catalog, so that it can enable you to explore your data set and also connect to the data sources that could be within your facilities or within your computer. So looking at it, you're able to, for instance, if you want to just explore first the data set, you can open the catalog pane, which now enables you to connect to your data sources. So ArcGIS Pro enables you to connect to multiple data sources. If it's whether within the cloud storage, whether within network shared folders, you're able to connect to that by adding a new connection. This could be to a new server. This could be to a cloud storage. This could also be to a connected folder and a shared network folder within your organization. So with this, maybe I could connect to just show you an example of how a folder connection can be enabled. So once you pick a folder connection, I could connect to, for instance, this particular folder here. And if you go to that particular folder, you'll see where your connections are now enabled. And with this, now you're able to bring all the data sets that are housed within that to the ArcGIS Pro environment to start now your mapping and also analytical workflows. So I'm just going to import one of the maps here. So basically, it's just about adding data. So for this could be a map project that was created maybe in ArcMap, and you want to import it to ArcGIS Pro. Then one of the options available is now that you're able to bring an existing map project that maybe could be within, you could have worked on earlier. So you're able to bring it to ArcGIS Pro by just importing. And then you are going to see that being visualized in a map. So you can see the layout being organized in form of tabs, so that you're able to organize all data set, all project items within the ArcMap interface. So I think I did import it initially. So we are going to work on this imported output. So as you can see, I have on the contents pane, on the left side, we have the contents pane, which now organizes my layers. And you can see I have my mineral occurrences, whereby I could choose to switch them on and off just to visualize where specifically this could be. So I could maybe just switch all my layers off so that I can now maybe visualize them one by one. So all these capabilities enable you to just visualize them. So if I probably need to overlay this data set with an imagery base map, we have collection of base map that can enable you to visualize, to give you a precise a base map, a georeference, maybe to where this data set could be located. So if you can see with me, I've added the imagery base map. And this now you're able to see on the map, for instance, if it's a gold occurrence, a gold mineral occurrence, I want to know where are they located. So I could visualize maybe on the map to see where each of these specific minerals occur. So with this, then I'm able to use these layers, maybe combine them with other important layers, so that I'm able to understand how my the area where these mineral occurrences are. For instance, if it's the fault lines I'm interested in, then this could be enable me understand the geography of this terrain, to know within where this mineral occur, how is that terrain, how does it look like? So I can overlay my important layers. And also, if I need to also maybe connect to add additional layers that are not part of this, I could add them. For instance, if it's from a path, that could be a local path within your computer, or a URL folder, could be with in a different format. I'm able to connect to all these sources and bring all that data and overlay them on the map view. Then again, I'm also able to add new connections. For instance, if I move to the Insert tab, I have the connections tool whereby I can connect to existing databases, whether this could be enterprise geodatabase, it could be an Oracle database within your organization, it could be a server, it could be a cloud store. So all these capabilities enable me to now connect to my data sources and bring them in that format, where it in whatever format, be it a raster format, this could be imagery, be it a vector format, whether it's a KML format, whether it's a shapefile format, you're able to bring all that, and then which now can enable you to now visualize them and then be able to conduct your analysis. So one of these capabilities, as we mentioned, is data management. So you're able to collect all this information and then organize them in what we call geodatabase, which could now organize all these data set connected to this project in one central location. So what we say is that ArcGIS provides that data management capability, so that you're able to bring and all these data set, store them in a central location, so that you're able to retrieve. If it's managing that data, you're able to retrieve, you're able to archive, and you're also able to share efficiently with, for instance, if it's your colleagues and other stakeholders interested in that data set. So one of the ways to organize that is through geodatabases. So you could have different formats. So you could have a file geodatabase to organize all these items in feature class layers. But you could also choose to share this data set in a portal that is actually through ArcGIS Online, through ArcGIS Enterprise. So how this does is that you're able to, for instance, if I want to share these fault lines, which could be of interest to other members, other staff within my organization, I'm able to get that on the context menu. Then we have the sharing option. So I'm able to share that as a layer file, so that this layer could be shared as an individual data set, but I could also choose to share all these data set as a web map, so that people are able to dynamically interact with the map, and also get to access to the data set and visualize that in an easier way to understand. So of the options available, so I'm able to share, if you click on the sharing option, which is available on the context menu. But then again, if you move to the ribbon tab, we have the sharing tab. So we have the share tab, which if you click on it, you're able to access different ways in which you can share your outputs. Be it you want to package this all this data set as a project package, such that anyone with access is able to access all these data set with the same symbological styles, with the same configuration as you've had, and then they are able to carry out and carry on with the workflow that they've that you started. So all this enables sharing. This enables collaboration between different colleagues within the organization. You are also able to share this map. If it's a map of for instance, this mineral occurrence, it could be useful to stakeholders who maybe might be interested to see, and also maybe do further exploration to go and see where this sites, mine sites could be. So one way is to share this as a web map, and you are going to see easily how that is possible. So I could maybe give this web map a title. Let me just have it as a demo web map. Demo web map of mineral occurrences. So I could give it a summary so that anyone with access to the map can be able to see what this map entails, and if maybe they intend to do further analysis, they could then choose to see if the map is fit for use, or they could just give more details about it. So this could be a demo map of mineral occurrences. I could also give it tags. So, so these tags are keywords that enable quick search. Anyone looking for this map is able to find it. So this could be mineral, mining, exploration. So then again, I could also, if it's a specific folder that is accessible, maybe I could choose to share it in that specific directory. I could have maybe a folder here. Let me call it mining webinar. And then we have levels of sharing, whereby I could choose to share this map with the public, but I could also choose to share within my organization so that members within the organization are able to access this layer and use it as well to enhance their workflows. Could be also within specific groups. If we have different sections, it could be, for instance, the geoscientists want to share this map within their own department, then ArcGIS Pro provides capability to share that within specific groups. So depending on your preference, on whichever you choose to share this with, then you have all that capability available for that. Let me share this with everyone, and then once I now ensure that everything is set, I could now publish this map for access within ArcGIS Online. And then once you see this, all this workflow enables that you can see how easy it is to bring in your own data set, and then ensure that all these data set are organized easily, and then you are able to share that so that any stakeholder looking to access this information is able to access that easily. So also looking at the mining sector, we have data sets that are of utmost importance. For instance, you want to understand real-time conditions on the ground to understand, for instance, if it's the pits, if it's a mining operation that is currently undergoing in a mining site, you want to understand maybe the stockpile within that area. Is it has it increased? Has it decreased? So you want to understand real ground conditions of that specific area to explore. So one of the data sets of importance is maybe access to imagery. So you want to plug into latest imagery to understand what are the real-time, the real ground conditions that are currently within that mining site. So one of the data sets that ArcGIS users have access to is the satellite data set, which could be Sentinel, which could be Landsat, that then enables enables analysis, whereby if you want to understand, maybe to see conditions within that, so you're able to bring the satellite imagery just by this clicking on the living atlas, which is now our repository whereby you're able to get all these data sets. So if you click on the catalog pane, then you can access data sets that are shared within your portal. And this is one of the ways whereby, for instance, if it's a web map you've shared, if it's any data set you've shared, you're able to access all that information within your portal at this section. So you can also see content that has been shared within your organization. But then again, a good resource for ArcGIS users is that Living Atlas also provide validated and also real-time, if it's imagery you're looking to have, for instance, if it's Sentinel-2, you have Sentinel-2 views that you're able to import into your project so that it can give you real ground conditions for your analysis. So this, you could choose this and then add it to your map, which can now enable further analysis. So this is what I've added here. And then again, you're able to interact with the data set. You're able to do filters just to inspect the data set. You can see maybe if it's, I want to have a specific imagery that is maybe of cloud cover less than 10%. So one of the ways is to inspect the raster items, and we have that option available here so that you're able to filter out if it's specific acquisition date that you're looking to have. Then you're also able to inspect that. For instance, if it's I want to select maybe by display extent, then I could choose to filter my imagery by a custom field. So I want to have maybe to filter by acquisition date. So I could have maybe an acquisition date that was, maybe I want to pick the start date could be, maybe let me pick start of this month. And then I pick that. Then if I apply filter, I apply that filter, then I'm able to get at the real time those results within my results page, results section. So I could choose to add this to the current map, and it's going to give me the latest conditions within this area. So then again, what this enables is that you're also able to see, to get all the analytical capabilities that come with the multispectral imagery, that is the Sentinel-2 bands. For instance, if I want to visualize, maybe to have analysis to understand if it's the indices, we have geological indices that can enable you to, if it's exploration activity that I'm looking to have, I want to understand maybe within this area, am I able to combine to have the composite that enables me to get to understand if there are iron oxide within this area. So I'm able to explore using the indices, which now combines different bands within this data set. Let's say if it's a geological index that combines the red band and the blue band, band index. So if I combine that and apply that to my layer, which is the image layer that I just added here, then I'm also able to get an output that would tell me whether there is actually presence of mineral, the oxide mineral within this area. So give it a little bit of time. So you can see we have an additional layer. So I'm able to style this, and you can see it has a value range of 0 to 1. So I could choose a better symbology that now can show me maybe from 0, then this shows there's actually less concentration of, or less likelihood of that mineral to occur. But then if we move to the red section, then this could also give me that, could tell me that that area is likely to have a concentration of the iron oxide mineral occurrence. So with this combination, then this can enable you to have that kind of operation within for the satellite imageries. So one of these how you look at it is now how can this now enable that exploration activity, which could be one of the key workflows within your organization. So these are one of those capabilities that are available to the GIS power users that can enable that kind of workflow. So if I maybe switch on my my Sentinel view, it's enabled to see the display extent. You can see this is what I brought to them. I added to my current map. So I could choose to have to display a larger extent. So all this is just through customization and configuration. And now with this, I'm also able to, if it's now looking to share this output, I'm able to share that with my users within ArcGIS Online. Maybe I could pick questions at this point. Any questions at this point? Okay, so moving on, I'm going to apply an index on this imagery, so we can see how that workflow is enabled. So you're able to inspect the property items. For instance, if it's Sentinel-2, you want to understand how many bands are available for this case. For instance, you can see we have RGB added to this output. But then again, I could choose to work with the source layer, the original dataset that I added to the map. And if I inspect the properties, I could see that we have all the bands enabled. I think I have what I have is active is a different layer. This is what I intend to visualize. So you could see, you could inspect and see we have 3 bands, the cell size, and you can see where this source is. It's an image service that enables you to just have your analysis layer ready so that you're able to explore and have some analytical capabilities. And then you're able to see other data sets that, for instance, if it's the description, the tags, you can see if actually this data set is suitable for use in your analysis. So the other thing to talk about is maybe you might be looking to have a change detection, those raster functions that are available to you to work with the imagery dataset. So we have raster function that are available within ArcGIS Pro that can enable you to create, for instance, if it's creating those what we call elevation models. So you are able to work with the elevation models. For instance, if it's these are the indices available. So these are all categorized and organized according to specific or related functionalities. So if it's classification that you are looking to have, then we have tools that are organized, that are designed to classify the imageries, whether it's a pixel-based classification, whether it's object-based. Then you're able to work to have the tools for that. The other way is to have to work through the classification wizard, which gives you a step-by-step classification procedure, whereby you're able to do a supervised classification or an unsupervised classification, and also use different classification types, which now you can classify your imagery to get maybe the classes that you might be looking to have in your data set. So we have also classification tools that can enable you to manage, if it's training samples, if it's a classification, segmentation of your imagery, whether it's object-based imagery classification. You have all that that is now available within ArcGIS Pro to carry out all those imagery classification workflows. So once you've classified that, then the other step is to now, how do you enable sharing and collaboration on this data set? So once again, the other bit is to now, if you have, if you need to share this imagery, then you could share that as a layer package, but we could also enable sharing with the on your ArcGIS Enterprise or ArcGIS Online. That now enables you to create applications that can be accessed by the public, by your stakeholders, and also by the organization for use. I think with that, I'm going to stop there and take questions if they're available. So Victor, back to you.